Alright, so you're going to go to the Google Classroom. We're reviewing for the test. The test is on Monday. The test is without notes. You have pretty much what your test will look like on page 46. Those are, I just copied and pasted from your test. And then you have the iExcels that will help you review. And then you have a review on socrative. There's the link and it's going to be open so you can always work on it. Alright, so you're going to go to the Google Classroom. You're going to click on the socrative link. The room name for yours is Castañeda 4073. But I'm going to show you one here on the other classroom that I have for geometry, just so you can see what it's going to look like. Excuse me? Is it 4? Yeah. Okay. So you're going to type in your name. So then it's going to give you a table. Now, I'm going to give you the steps of what you're going to do with the table. We've already done it before, but I don't want to say, well, I don't know how to do it from the table. Here are the steps. How to get the equations from the table. Here are the steps. First thing you're going to do, like we've done before, like when you get it from a graph, Alejandro, what do you do when you get a graph first? What are you supposed to do first? Before you do that, pick 2 points. Thank you, Ahad. You pick 2 points. Then you copy the points. And then, I think you were saying this, what do you label? Diodone, do you know what to label? What is it? Which are, what goes first? X1, Y1, exactly. You are so silly, Diodone. It's not X5. Alright, so then you're going to use, and then after you label, you use the formula. And the formula is Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. And then after you do that, you're going to use Y minus Y1 equals M minus parentheses X minus X1. And then you're going to solve it. So those are your steps. So if you're watching this video, pause it so you can copy all these notes on page 45. So we've done this before. We've done it with the graph. We've done it with the points on y.2. We've done this before, and on s.23. So this should not be anything new. This was s.23. This was y.2, and this is s.12. So we're reviewing everything for your test on Monday, and the socrative will be up, and you can always practice with the socrative before your test on Monday. Okay, so then it's going to say, and it even says on the socrative, pick 2 points and write them down. It doesn't matter which 2 points you choose. Can you pick 1 point for me, Linda? That means an X and a Y. Say again. Pick a point, please. So a point has to be both X and Y. So which one? 2, comma, 1. This is a point, not just 2. 2 is not a point because a point has to have the X and it has to have the Y. So she picked 2, 1. It does not matter which one you pick, but it has to be a point. So a point is 2, 1. Okay? AB, pick another point for me, a different point. 4, comma, 3. Okay? 4, comma, 3. It has to be a point. It has to have an X and it has to have a Y. So then I label, and then I put what over here? X1, because the labeling, it looks like this. X1, I did it in green. X1, and then, Mastrina? X1, Y1, and then, Kim? X2, and then, Xochitl? Y2. That's the order of the labeling. Then I'm going to put in the formula. Y2 is what, Denise? 3 minus, Miriam, Y1. Thank you. Over, I did it with the wrong colors again. Wait. No, I did it with the right colors. Okay. All right. X2, thank you. 4 minus X1, Ali. Okay, put that in the calculator, please, and that would be your slope. So look, it says let me tell you what it says on socrative. It says that, did you pick the 2 points and write them down? Done. After you write them down and you copy them, you press submit. And it says good job. Then it says label x1, y1, x2, y2. Did I do that? Yes. So then it says the slope, and they will even give you the formula for slope. So what did you get in a calculator? Should be 1. So when it says what is the slope, then you put 1. We got 1, right? It says correct. Good job. Now, on the fourth one, it wants point slope, like what we just finished doing. So I'm going to come back over here and put y minus y1 equals in parentheses x minus x1. So then at y, is that a number or y, Alejandro? It's a y. You put y. You don't put a number. Minus y1. Masterina, what's y1? It's right there. Now, is it positive or negative, Raul? It's positive, so do I put minus or do I put plus? Minus. Thank you. I'm glad a lot of people said minus. Equals your m. What was my slope, Xochitl? Yeah, right there. It's 1. I calculated it. Then parentheses x. Now, my x1, is it positive or negative? So because it's positive, Omar, do I put minus or negative or plus? Minus because it's positive. It's a positive 2, so I'm going to put like that. And then that's my answer for the fourth question, so I'm going to type it in here. Y minus 1 equals, and I think I did it, don't put capital, equals 1 parentheses x minus 2 like you did on s.23, s.24. And so that's my answer. Correct. You can pick any number and it'll count. Correct. So then the next part is to solve like you were supposed to do on s.12. So let's do that. So what you're going to do first is you have to multiply. And you have an example of this on page 46. So 1 times x. Nel, can you tell me what 1 times x is? 1x. 1 times negative 2, Alejandro. Negative 2. You can put that in the calculator. 1 times x you cannot put in the calculator because that's a letter. But 1 times negative 2 you can. And then you bring everything else down. 1 minus 1 equals that. The second step you do is squiggly, circle, underline. So draw my line. The y is a circle. This one has no x, no y. This one has an x, so squiggly. This one does not have x or y. Underline. So, what needs to move from the circle? Ali, what needs to move from the circle? The minus 1. Masterina, do you know how to move a minus 1? What's the opposite? Say again. No, the opposite of minus is, Xochitl, plus 1. It's an underline. You put it with the other underline plus 1. So put in the calculator negative 2 plus 1. You can either do it in your head like he did it, or you can put in the calculator negative 2 plus 1. Negative 2 plus 1. You're going to get negative 1. You could do that in your head also, but you could also do it in the calculator. Negative 1. Bring down the 1x. Bring down the y. So y equals 1x minus 1. If you did it on IXL would probably only want y equals x minus 1. Why? Because you don't have to put a 1 in front of the x because you can only see a 1, so it's not necessary. And I don't know if socrative, x minus 1. Good job. All right, please get started. This is what you're doing on socrative.